Hey, y'all. Happy Monday. Welcome to the show. Let me play this video for the Conquer Club while we get everybody in today. Let's do it.
Me, the Conquer Club is a sisterhood. I didn't know a lot of these ladies. I have truly made connections, real friendships, bonds. I've cried with these ladies. It elevated my business so much. Just putting a foot on the gas and stomping on necks, like literally. I'm really proud to be a part of this space, and I think this is what entrepreneurs need.
Hey, baby. Welcome to the show. Happy Monday, friend, y'all. Let's get into it. We're going to have a fun show today. Happy Monday, y'all. Let's get straight into it, y'all. It's Monday. Business owners, ladies, what are you going to conquer this week, baby? Let's get straight into it. I had such a bomb weekend. I really did. What are you going to conquer this week inside your business? You know, I talk about this a lot. What are you going to do this week that may be slightly out of your comfort zone? What are you going to do this week that are going to get you in front of more customers? And ladies, specifically for us, what are we going to do this week to make sure that we are nurturing the hell out of our confidence so that we are not sitting and waiting on the sidelines instead of being bold and visible with our businesses? What are we doing? It should be, what are you going to do to make sure you're going to be extra bold this week? Okay. So we're going to get into some fun stuff. I want to talk about the fact that people are watching you more than you know. Has it ever been like that for you? Where you meet somebody or you see somebody in your family or you see somebody and they be like, I'll be seeing you on Facebook. Is it like that for you? So happy Monday, y'all. Let me know down in the comments what are you going to conquer this week inside your business. And we are going to have a bomb show. We are going to be having Conquering Cocktails come up here in Dallas. And I'm so excited about doing it again, honey. Andrea says, good AM, honey. I'm going to reach my goal this week. We talked about on Friday. Not the comment sounding like it's church. Yes, all the time, child. Yes. So yes, we did talk on Friday. And this is why we do this, right? Because I want to make sure that is as business owners, right? Especially for those of us that are like me, where we're not mad at traditional ways of living, but we want to live big, we want to live loud, we want a couple of dollars, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even like for me in this season, I'm so overjoyed because I'm like, there's a lot of stuff in life that we can't control, but it's some stuff that we can. And I feel like the more I just kind of focus on the stuff that I can do in my business, even though I'm scared, I can still show up. Like, even though I'm scared, I can still like pitch myself for opportunities because it's in my control. Why would I sit back and let it wait? You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know how I started talking about that, but I've been even thinking about that for myself, and I know that a lot of women can relate to that because we're, you know what I'm saying, we trying to be out, we trying to be living, you know. And we can do that in ways that still honor who we are traditionally. We can still do that in ways that don't require us to do stuff that compromises our integrity. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it today. Let's get into these two topics that I have today. Hey, y'all, happy Monday. Welcome into the show. It's Monday, so y'all know what we do every Monday. Go ahead and drop in the comments what you're going to conquer this week inside your business. I know me and Andrea talked on Friday, and she said that she's going to be focused on getting more customers for her business, baby. And I'm so here for it. Okay. If you have a business, especially if we're using social media, it's like the major way to promote, which is that where you're like, social media is one of the major ways that you actually get clients, and when you don't show up, nothing happens. Especially if that's you. Me and her talked about some selling techniques that you can do. And then later on, I'm going to get into how one of the girls that I was working with did her first 10K month. I'm going to actually walk you through the framework that I use so that you can take notes on it and use it and see if it transforms the sales that you have in your business in July. Okay. All right. So let's get into it, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome to the show. Oh, child, I catch my breath. That's how I know I need to go to the gym. Okay, ladies. First thing that I want to get into today is this idea of us understanding that we have to do the hard work, even if we're brilliant, even if we're talented, and even if we are over delivering or delivering better than anybody in your market. There is still an intense amount of work that has to happen behind the scenes in order for your business to grow. Okay? Being brilliant is not the only qualifier. Having great customer service and a great delivery is not the only qualifier. So, and the reason I'm saying this is because I've been talking about this concept, y'all, with um we have to do two things, right? Which is we have to market the business and then we've got to actually do the selling. Okay. So most of us know to do the marketing, to do the content, to do the TikToks and stuff. And then we say, well, why don't I have any sales? Well, that's not necessarily selling. Selling is like, okay, well, let me go present at a workshop, and the people that are interested can come meet me at my table in the back and I can talk to them. Like that's selling. Or having a table at the farmers market, like that's selling. That would complement your content, right? So for a lot of us, well, I guess I want to talk about a lot of us. I want to talk about myself and my experience that I've had with my community. Okay. Some of us, the marketing may be easy and the selling might be hard. Or the selling might not be bad for you, where you can like sell really good in person, but you don't know how to do it online. So like content and all this stuff is hard for you. Are you either one? Is marketing like easier for you? Is like selling easier for you? Let me know down in the comments. But the key is to be able to have both complement each other. So if you feel like you're really good at content, but the idea of selling makes your head spin because the rejection is just too big for you, then my advice is to do the hard work. Or if you're really good at talking to people in person, but you be like, all that content and stuff, y'all just want to like, girl, be for real. Do the hard stuff. Conquer your fear of people seeing you and thinking you ugly or saying you don't know what you're talking about in comments. Like it's gonna happen. So do the hard work. Do the one that is going to complement what you're already doing. Because it's hard for them to coexist without the other. So I can do a lot of great content, and I've seen this time and time again where you show up a lot and nobody's buying. And that's because you're doing the marketing but not doing the selling. You're not hosting activation events, having consultations, reaching out to people, following up with people. That's usually what's missing. Or if I have people who sell a lot, but or I don't want to say they sell a lot, but they focus on referrals, in person, networking, and they do a little Canva flyer too. They're missing the credibility, the brand visibility, the personal branding, the trust, the leads that will come because they don't want to conquer the fear of being seen and out there and vulnerable. Do the hard work, even if you have to do it slowly. So you maybe can't go from barely being visible to, which I mean, if you're in the Conquer Club, they'd be going from 0 to 100. But it's you don't have to pressure yourself to go from, oh, this is really new to me, to I'm doing it 6 hours a day, every day a week, and I don't miss anything. That is going to be the fastest way for you to self sabotage. Has that ever been you before? I know that'd be me, child. I'd be like, oh, I'm finna start doing this. Oh, this technique about to work, girl. I'm about to do it 8 times. And I'd be like, yeah, I get about a good 4 days in and I'm toast out of there. So do the hard work, even if you have to do it slowly. So what does that look like? For those of us that are really good at the marketing and the content, but we don't sell, that looks like starting to follow up with 5 customers every week, seeing what help they need, and if they have any referrals, and reaching out to 5 new people that are like those 5 past customers. That's starting slowly. That's doing the hard work. Or if you're really good in person, but you don't really show up online because you're scared of what people think, do it slowly. Start posting in your story more. Do one live a week. Do the hard work, even if you got to do it slowly, okay? So let me know what you think about that down in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. What are some of the things that you're doing in your business that are hard, but you're slowly learning that they are non-negotiables. Like for a lot of us, we know that it's a non-negotiable for us to show up, but it be hard sometimes. But that's partly because of the pressure that I can sometimes put on myself. Where if it ain't on 10, you know what I'm saying? But we can't operate that way. Fast way to self-sabotage. Okay. So let's get into the next part of that. And then up next, y'all, we're going to like switch segments a little bit. And then I'll kind of get into some coaching here. I know July is literally starting tomorrow. And there are a lot of people who literally ask me about scaling past this magical number of $10,000 a month. So I'm going to break down the framework that I use on that. Okay. But I want to get into this, which is people are watching more than you know. People are watching you more than you know. This is why I always talk about this idea of I love insights and looking at my socials and tracking how much reach and impressions we're having and stuff like that. But it doesn't give me the full picture of the impact that I'm having. Because it's not until I get on a consultation and somebody's like, "Oh my God, I've been following you for like a year. I remember when you did this." And I'll be like, "Friend, I would have loved to have known you existed." But it be like that, where people are watching more than you know, and people are watching more than you give them credit for. And let me tell you this, your audience and customers, man, I don't know if you're giving them enough credit on how much they're watching you. For real. All right, Rashana says, "Hey everyone. So this week we're talking about what we're gonna conquer." She says, "Email marketing is showing up lately. It's hard right now." Oh, child, baby. Let the church say amen in the comments. She says, "I'm pregnant. Shout out to us with some conquer aunties. It's the lack of energy right now. I literally have none." We here, baby. We here for you. We here for you. Now, here's the thing. Y'all know we've talked about this. There's a framework for rest that I have that is two parts because I think the reality is, I know that was me, especially when my daddy passed away. Like I had nothing to give, rightfully so, which different situation. But it's mandatory that rest is a part of the formula. But the framework that I have with it is two parts, which is the first part is putting an expiration date on it. If it's like temporary rest where we need to reset, if you be like, listen, I'm gonna sit in the bed and get me order me some wings, stop on DoorDash and watch Netflix. If you want to do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, cool. And but Friday morning is when I'm gonna do a live and catch my audience up, or Friday morning is when I'm going to launch my workshop, or Friday morning is when I'm gonna start back with my content strategy, or Friday morning is when I'm gonna go back, reach out to my 10 customers. Like you just kind of give yourself permission to rest so that you don't feel guilty because you know that Friday morning you're jumping back in, whatever. And then the second part, oh, Tamara, she says that part. And then, yeah, so put an expiration date on it. And yeah, I feel you there, Rashana. I feel you, girl. But we'll get into that rest formula. But the biggest thing is making sure you understand that it's a necessary part of your cycle and your journey. Like I truly think it's a necessary part. But you know the thing about resting is sometimes, well, I used to be like this where I would rest and I would feel guilty about resting. But that's why I said, hey, I got to understand that it's a part of me recharging. And then number two, I can put a little expiration date on it. I'm a lazy big back until Thursday, and I'm cool with that. Or whatever. I've done it plenty of times, child. And even still, I know and sometimes it hit unexpectedly, but sometimes it hit unexpectedly or expectedly too. Like my grandma passed away last week, and I haven't talked about it at all because it hasn't really hit me. I haven't really been. It hasn't been able to hit me. Y'all know I live in Dallas, away from my family in Memphis, and my daddy passed away early this year, and I'm just like, oh my god, I went from not really having any close experiences with grief to like literally losing my daddy and my maternal grandmother within like months of each other, which is wild. And I'm already knowing that next week, once we get ready to go back to Memphis and see the family and the services stuff, I already know I have to have some design rest around it with some dates that I'm going to disconnect, obviously, without feeling any type of guilt. Um, man, hard out here for a pimp, baby. But we with you, sis, and you know you come to the Conquer Club calls. No pressure at all, friend. So up next, we're going to get into how my client scale to $10,000 a month. I want to do a little bit of coaching, and I kind of want to show the framework that I have for sales routines, which is what I was just kind of talking about. This idea of being visible, going live, doing nice stuff, child cook on TikTok, if you twerk on TikTok, if you do backflips or coach on TikTok, whatever you do for marketing, have at it. I mean, if you need better ideas, then DM me. But also to make sure that you have a routine on selling, especially if you still have a day job and you're like, you when you work, it needs to count. I'm going to go into that framework. So give me like 2 minutes to learn a little bit about Conquer, and I'll be right back, friend. But welcome to the show, girl. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. It's a lot of women in this room. Can I be transparent with y'all tonight? There is a facade on social media. Social media is fake. And what I want to tell every woman in this room who doesn't think she's pretty enough, smart enough, adventurous enough, sexy enough, social media is fake.
When Sus say that she came to conquer, that's literally what she did. But it's something about that word though. This is what I learned this event right here. Deb is in a really, really unique space where she is positioned to help entrepreneurs get over the fear, mostly of themselves. The fear of being successful, the fear of making money, the fear of believing that you can be a big business. Man, Sis is breaking it down. If you need a business coach, if you need someone that can help you give you the step-by-step plays on how you can take your business to the next level, I gotta go ahead and say it. I gotta give it to her. You need to be contacting Deb Lester. That's Conquered by Deb.
Let me tell you this about content. Content is not something you create. Content is documentation. Come to the event today, take a picture, boom, documentation. Think of it like a documentary. That's content. You go up there and take a picture with Charmaine. I'm so inspired, this EP, yeah, that's content. I'm documenting my life.
Yes, baby. Let's get into it. Clock that. Clock that video, baby. Clock that. Okay. Clock it, baby. I'm so proud of the work that we've done. I'm so here for it. Okay, so let's get into it. I want to talk about obviously you can see that we've impacted and worked with a lot of women. We've literally worked with we've had over 100 women come through the Conquer Club. We've been able to impact thousands in person with our events and online. And I'm so proud of the work that we've done, but I've created a framework. I said, what am I teaching these ladies over and over and over again that are helping them be bold, that are helping them show up, that are helping them do things like quit their jobs and, get opportunities. And you have women like Chelsea and Sierra that are here in Dallas that are getting events sponsored by the bank and amplifying their reach. Like, what am I really teaching them? And I went back to a client that I had, and I looked at very simply how she was able to go from $2,000 a month to $10,000 a month. And I want to talk about that framework. Sounds good? Put sales in the chat if you're ready. Let's go. Let's get into it, okay? So, I just kind of talked about, and I'm gonna look at my screen over here on my other monitor that I have, child, because I kind of wrote out this method that I use here. Let me see if I can make this bigger, girl, so you can see. So I created this method, this framework, which I call it KISS. And it's really for keep it simple, sweetie. Keep it simple. Because the thing that I believe about sales is that a great business owner has a sales routine that they're using over and over and over and over again, but for multiple people. And I fear that your sales become weakened when every time you talk to a customer, you have to kind of like, it depends on how you feel, or if you can create their proposal fast enough, or if you're at home, or you know what I'm saying? Like, or even just week to week, the idea of going out and getting customers, that's a scattered idea for you. So this is the type of stuff that we go through in the Conquer Club. And if you want to take notes, please do. But I would really, really, really think about, as you do your content, right? As you do your marketing, do you sell alongside that? And here's a simple framework, this KISS framework, okay? Where you can start making sure that you have a sales routine every week. Okay. So pop your questions down in the comments as I go through this. And once I'm done with each one, I can answer the questions. Okay. That way you can tell me your specific business or your specific sales goal or how much people spend with you. And we can go ahead and talk about your sales routine right now. Okay. So the first thing is that making sure that you have some type of home base. Okay. And when I say home base, this is a signature term that we use inside the Conquer Club, where we talk about if you have a business, especially if you're a solopreneur, especially if you work alongside your 9 to 5, especially if you're trying to grow your social media to where people just coming out the woodwork, you should have a central place or a central home, such as a spreadsheet, such as a Monday.com, where you can clearly see who your potential customers are and who your past customers are. They should be on a list in one place right now at this very moment. Because if not, how do you know the current state of your business? And how do you even know who's a potential to sell to? So inside the Conquer Club, what we do is make sure that you have some type of home base, and how you make sure that you know how to add people to your home base. And of course, what you should be talking about. But I'll talk about it a little bit here. So when you get up in the morning, the home base of your business is not your social media analytics, because that tells you about your marketing, but it doesn't tell you about your selling. Your home base is a spreadsheet that looks like, talk to John on the 24th. He get paid on the 1st. Need to call him back. Saw Sarah make a comment that she needed the price. DM'd her. Needs to follow up 3 days later. Worked with Carmen last year. She got some graphics. She mentioned about a lunch. Needs to see if she needs flyers. That something like that tells you the reality of what's going on with your sales. This is a game changer. This game changer. Steffi knows, game changer for your business. Okay, game changer. So making sure that you have, if you want to do sales every single week, you don't wake up and go and say what my analytics were. That's your marketing. We're talking about your sales. You keep you a spreadsheet, you keep you a log. Y'all know we're a partner with Monday.com. So I believe in using Monday because I just think it's so easy and user friendly. And I have how I use my Monday.com on my YouTube channel, Conquer with Deb. You can go and see. Okay. But an online spreadsheet or something where you can see who have I already talked to and who do I need to talk to. And that is the realistic view of what the sales are in your business. Because you're going to fall into a couple of different categories where you're going to say, number one, I don't have anybody here on my home base, which is where your focus should be, and not scrolling. That means your focus needs to be, let me go and prospect. Let me go and find people who are good customers for me. This is all of the stuff that we do inside the Conquer Club. Let me go and prospect and find people who I can bring to me. This is why you've got to be bold and believe in yourself and your business. If not, you're going to be left behind. If not, you're going to be starting another business and signing on to some MLM in the next 12 months, guaranteed. Okay. So if you don't have anybody from your home base, you need to prospect, and you need better marketing. Okay. But if you've had previous customers, I mean, the first 20 people in your home base can be the last, your favorite 10 customers. And then 10 people you would like to be your customers. I mean, that could realistically be your customers, not like Oprah or Tyler Perry. I mean, this is not a manifestation class. This is a get some motherfucking money class. You know what I'm saying? Like 10 people who were good customers and 10 people who would be good customers. Those are the first 20 people on your home base. And I want you to move on to step 2, which is starting conversations, asking questions, seeing what they need. Okay. So it's not like, hey, Carmen, I know last year we did really good work. Let me know if you want to book a call. Baby, Carmen got a hangover from the weekend. Okay. She needs to pay her light bill. And she's trying to schedule her content. She is not like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to feel sold to. which is why I say you should ask questions. Hey, Carmen, I know we worked on your flyers last year for the event. I was trying to see, have you already scheduled the date for the events this year? The art of selling is starting conversations. It's not drop the link, book it. Is you booking or looking? You know what I'm saying? And then she could say, actually, Deb, we haven't, but I've already secured the venue and started on the marketing materials. Okay, great. Have you already started on the branding and graphics? I know last time, we did XYZ for you. Do you want to talk about, what it could look like for this year? Asking questions and seeing what they need. I know you need a console and I know you need a couple of dollars. But this is the art of doing it in a way where your customer doesn't feel bamboozled, in a way where you don't feel like you're a sleazy used car salesman. Okay. And then the second part of that, friend, is making sure that you stay visible and helpful so that they don't forget about you. Okay. Let me make this bigger because I've talked about this a million times. No customer who saw your post on Instagram yesterday is sitting around thinking about you. Like literally no lie. Nobody's sitting around thinking about you, which is why I talk about being bold and being visible and about showing up and why we go live and why we build the parasocial relationship and why we like staying visible. Okay. So that they don't forget about you. Yes, you are a bit forgettable sometimes with your customer. But the reason why we focus on, especially like high visibility inside the Conquer Club, is again, it complements the conversations that we're having with them. So the next part of that, and y'all let me know, are you following along? Put sales down in the comments if you're following along with me, okay? Just so I know. And if you want to talk about your specific business, drop it down in the comments too, okay? Let me check Instagram. I got, okay, cool. And so the next part of it is really a little bit redundant from the other step, but I just think it's so important to name. Is throughout the entire process, you be clear about what they need and focus on what they need from what you sell. Okay. And then the last part is paying attention to the data. I think that this is probably the second most important part here about when you're trying to think about growing your numbers is making sure you're looking at your numbers, already tracking them and already paying attention to them. When I ask a business owner, well, how much did you do last month? And they be like, let me see. I think I did. I already know. I said that's one of the reasons why you ain't getting sales, because you ain't even paying attention to them or tracking them. So even if, okay, Rashawn and Tamara, I see y'all. So even if you only had 2 people that spent $75, I need for you to know, okay, Miss Deb, I made 150 last month. And this month I want to make 500. Like, because the thing that the numbers and what I'm teaching here tells the black and white facts of your business. It tells the black and white facts about what's going on. So when you pay attention to the data and you use it for what it is, which is this data, this is not a way to shame you. This is not a way to make your business feel small. It's just the reality of where it is, and that's okay. So if last month you made $200 or last month you made $12,000, and maybe that's low for you and want to grow. I talk to women at so many different stages. I want you to tell me the data that you have from your business for the month of June, how many sales you had. I want you to look at these questions. Okay. So for the month of June, and this is even how I review my June. How many leads did I have? So how many active conversations did you have with potential customers in June? Woo, that's telling, right? How much did I do in sales? So let's say last month, let me see for me and my team. Let's say we talked to 500 women and we did 18,000 in sales, right? Or maybe that number for you is a little smaller and you talked to 50 people and you did, 1,800 in sales. Or maybe you only talked to 5 and you made 180 in sales. I don't know. But again, this is why I also want to create this space, because it's not about, again, shaming what your numbers are. And this is why I love our consultations and Conquer Club. It's just a safe space for you to talk about the reality of what it is. Hey, Deb, to be honest, the only people I really talk to are people who kind of DM'd me, or they reached out to me, or they responded to my post. So honestly, I reached out to nobody. And as a result of that, I probably got one person for 1,500 books. I mean, I don't know what your numbers are. And so I say, okay, well, what if me and you come up with a plan and you start you reach out to 200 people? You start to let the data drive decisions for you and your business, and you see it for what it is. Because sometimes we just simply don't talk to enough people. Just don't. And we don't have a sales process that we're navigating over and over and over and over and over again. And when I say a sales process, I'm also thinking what happens before the sale. Like before my consultations, you need to get a confirmation email, you need to get a PDF about the Conquer Club, you need to get a text. Then you need to, and I have my chat GPT frame each part of it to match her specific business, her specific challenges, and what she says she wants to conquer inside the Conquer Club. My chat GPT, hey, this is Carmen. She finna have a consultation. Gonna do her email and then no, hey, it speaks exactly to what she put on that form. Bounces the language back off. That's a part of my sales process, because I know my customer doesn't want a cookie cutter coach who's just gonna say, "Well, just be on the internet and you'll be all right." She wants somebody to know, I'll try that. You know what I'm saying? Give me some strategies. Show me the stuff that you're doing. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? She wants the real stuff. She wants the real stuff. Thank you. Rashana said good stuff. Whoop, whoop. I love it, girl. So again, when you think about your sales routine is prior to the sale, what happens? And every single girl that books a consultation is gonna be the same thing. I ain't finna be trying to figure out nothing for you, what you want, nothing, baby. Hello. And what happens after the sale? Right? How do you and even you prospect them? How do you talk to them? Um, we have a script, and I know the word script sounds so bad, but I literally have a script, and we send it to hundreds of people at a time. So because the data shows that if we send this specific script to this many women respond, and this many women book a call, and this many people convert. So I can make data formed decisions inside of my business, instead of what she want to think. I wonder what she want to come club. I want she can afford it, baby. You either fit in this funnel or you can go on now. Okay. All right. So I hope that was good. Rashana said that was some good stuff, girl. That was some good stuff. So we're halfway through the show, baby. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I want to kind of switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about this idea of what makes somebody a really good business bestie. I met this girl here, well, actually online. I met her online, and I think that I have a huge social circle. Obviously, you can tell I talk a lot to people. But when I saw her, even just seeing her profile, I was like, dang, this looked like somebody I want to be friends with, just because of the way she was carrying herself, just by the way she was showing up for her business, just by the way she was responding to me. I rocked with it. And I could tell she was just being herself. I was like, I rock with this. You know what I'm saying? And so me and her met, and I'm gonna go through that. And she was like, man, she was like, it's like you're like my business bestie. And I was like, absolutely, which I don't do that a lot with people, because people are like, you my business bestie. I'm like, okay. Okay, girl, go on get in this program now. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no scholarship to my program. Okay. I want to talk about what makes somebody a good business bestie. What makes or qualifies a woman for her to be in your world, for her to know your business plans, for her to know behind the scenes how much you're making, what you got going on, what life is like for you. I want to talk about what makes a good business bestie. I want to talk about some of your experiences too, because I feel like the idea of this sounds good, but the reality of it sometimes is not so much. Okay, so we'll be right back. Y'all know Conquering Cocktails is coming to Dallas on July 26th, and after that, we coming to Memphis. So I'll be right back. We're going to talk about business besties, okay?
I'm your girl, Dr. Margarita Johnson, with and for Sisterhood, Executive Director.
Hey y'all, it's Keontae here from 36 Beauty, a makeup artist and esthetician.
I am here at the Conquer and Cocktails with Miss Deb Lester. You guys missed a treat.
I came here with the fear of not knowing what to do with my business, not knowing what the next step is, and I feel like I conquered that tonight.
The atmosphere was so intimate, authentic, and just to be able to be poured into as an entrepreneur was because I'm the one always giving and pouring, and so it just felt good to be in the atmosphere of fellow entrepreneurs where we can bounce off ideas, brainstorm, and just encourage, uplift, and support one another.
I just want to say overall though, this was amazing, like meeting the new people.
I've conquered, just got so many words of encouragement from people here.
I feel like I know what I need to do. I have the support that I needed. I'm riled up and I have that good energy. I'm ready.
It really helped me, and everything was so authentic. Like nothing was forced. Everything was real.
Miss Deb is coming to a city near you. I want you to get your ticket to the next Conquer and Cocktails. You will be blessed. Your life will be changed. So it's time to conquer.
Baby, clock that T about what I do and about what we do. Okay? Don't play with it, baby. Don't play with it. Real lives getting changed, real women, real talk, real good times, real money being earned. I love it. I'm so here for the mission of Conquer. I love it so much. It's an amazing group of women. But let's get into this a little bit because sometimes I do like to be just a little slightly messy. Okay. What makes somebody a good business bestie? What you think? Because I think let me tell you this. I love the idea of a business bestie. I truly do because I know how lonely it is in entrepreneurship. I literally cried. I can't remember. It must have been like last week or something because I was like, "Oh girl." I was crying and talking to my chat GPT, baby. That chat GPT know it's on to something. I ain't gonna lie to you. That little thing on to something. Babe, I'm just crying and talking to my chat GPT, and I'm like, this is the loneliest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, it's so lonely. And not in a way where I felt like bad for myself or pathetic, but I was just trying to express how much I have to constantly come up with my own idea, validate that idea, execute that idea at a very high level, accept failure that comes along with that idea. And it's lonely. And so when you think about the idea of another girl that got your same swag or, you know what I'm saying, like in her business, like you in your business, the idea of her coming along, just kind of alongside with you feels good. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think makes a good business bestie? Tamara says, well, they should have a business. Okay, well, they better. They better have a business. Now, don't be coming here. Well, I've been thinking about Go on, girl. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Nah. Rashonda says a good business bestie to me is someone that I can share my thoughts with and they actually listen. That's good. I don't need a therapy session. Had to cut a girl off for this because it seemed like trauma bonding for me. Ooh. She also must have a business. Yes. Ooh, the trauma bonding. Ooh. Now that's not. You bring up a good point because imagine finding a business bestie and both of y'all just negative as hell. She said, I love that I can talk to you, Deb, and you listen to. Oh, yeah, Rashana, you my girl, honey. You know, you baby, my phone is open anytime, girl. For real. I think a good business bestie, I think it varies from woman to woman. But I think for me, there are a couple of things that I look for. And I think number one is, could I actually be friends with you in real life? Like the business stuff, cool. But would I genuinely enjoy kicking it and hanging out with you? Would I genuinely enjoy if me and you went to happy hour on some random Thursday stuff, and with me and you have a good time? Because I'm here. Here's the thing about it, and here's the thing about meeting people online and on social media and stuff. That's just a harsh reality, bro. You really can't tell that much about somebody's integrity from their social media page. I don't think so. I think it can be curated so much to where it literally reflects nothing about who they are as a real person offline. No matter how cool the content seems. You know what I'm saying? Because some people are just good at content. You know, like they're just good at it. She said that's a good one. Yeah, I gotta really feel like if me and you hung out like off the internet type stuff, like could we like kick it? Like could I be like, girl, yes, cause like, and then because when I feel like you're my friend, a couple of things come to mind, which is number one, you're not gonna try to compete with me or one up with me. And I feel like the friends who are my real friends in real life, like you can just tell. You can just tell. You can tell. And also me, like, I like to kick it. Like, we don't, I'm not, you know how you see people post stuff and they be like, man, if your front circle ain't talking about LLCs all day, better get you a new circle. Girl, listen, by 5:30, 6 o'clock, baby, I'm off all that. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? It still naturally comes up just because of who I am, but whatever. I don't know. What else do you think? What makes a good business bestie to you? I think the first thing for me is I would actually have to enjoy you as a friend, somebody I can hang out with, somebody I can kick it with, so that there's a level of trust, that there's no competition, there's no judgment, there's no shame. Because let me tell you how it is when you're really a business owner. Sometimes on the surface, you really just putting on. And if you've ever had a business and you can be honest with yourself, there were times where you just got to put on, you just got to perform, and you just got to do the thing. I was listening to the radio and I feel like I was listening to Steve Harvey morning show, child. I can't remember which one it was. And he was talking about, or maybe it was somebody else, but they were talking about how their job, oh no, it was Didi in the morning them. She was talking about how her job as a radio host, like, is glamorous, it's amazing, it's her dream, it's nothing else she would rather do. She said, but you have to realize that when you're an entrepreneur or you're an artist or you're a creator or something, you got to show up for the people. She can't show up and be like, oh, I ain't feel like, you have to perform. And I think that somebody who is another business owner, they actually understand that. They like, because people that don't have a business, they be like, well, just rest, friend. It's okay. Like a business owner be like, friend, you good. Like, go on do that little live, go on do that little thing, and then go lay down. Like, so there has to be a level of, we're kind of moving at I don't want to say at the same pace, but we have this mutual understanding that we get into it at all costs. We get into it at all costs. And that's the energy that we share with each other. Tamara says, I want to feel like I can trust you. Yeah, heavy on that. Heavy on that. Because I feel like if you have a business bestie, y'all actually gotta like share ideas with each other. Ain't that the point of having a business bestie? And you can't share your ideas with somebody that you can't trust, child. Cause why we'll be out here on Facebook Live fighting? I'll just play. I'll fight, girl. I'm too cute to fight, child. I ain't never been in a fight in my life ever. Tamara said we both got motion. Absolutely. And I think it's the levels to that too. Because I'm here for you got motion, but I'm not here for you ain't moving, like you ain't stepping like no big dog. Like I just can't do it. I just can't. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. But what about you? What do you think makes someone a good business bestie? When a woman comes into your world and she's like, girl, we should be business besties, and you're thinking about it, what do you have to mentally check off in your head? I know for me, she's got to be a friend. We've got to have like a similar pace of just like getting to it. And then number three, I'm gonna tell y'all this for me, and you tell me what you think. I think with me being a business bestie or just being my friend in period, but this is just me because I'm different. Like I value individuality. And I mean it in the sense where I value having a friend that really enjoys their own hobbies. And I'm gonna tell you why. Really enjoys their own partner or business or opportunities and stuff. And the reason why is because I have found that when people or friends, like one of my best friends is a guy, like when they really love their own life, they are people that are like they're like they're more trustworthy to me because I don't have to steal what you got going on because I got my own to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So I value and I look at a woman like her full life. not just her business, but how do you do relationships, friend? Or I mean, which to each his own, but I'm married, so it's different for me. Like I kind of look at her life as a whole. Like, does she have anything that she like to do? Like that type of stuff is attractive to me in a friendship. Like, oh girl, you be painting stuff in your free time. Like that's cool. In my free time, I be doing this. Like that's really attractive to me because for me, that lets me know that we can truly walk alongside each other, and they're not going to be looking over their shoulder every 5 seconds for what I got going on because her hands are entirely full. That's so attractive to me. She says, "Are you able to motivate me?" And I think that comes from like that natural build of trust. Rashana said, "Yeah, if you ain't got no emotion, it's a no for me." I'm talking about a hard no. A hard no. You don't need a business bestie. You need a coach. You need to get in the Conquer Club. Okay. I think that ability to like motivate each other also comes from us being able to be friends, being able to we got so much going on that eventually, we are honest enough to be like, friend, I ain't feeling it today, or friend, something happened this morning and girl, F this business. So but I love the idea of a business bestie. But let me ask you this too, y'all. Do you believe in like doing business alone or like doing it with a community? Because I feel like I have so much space in my life for both. I feel like that when I'm alone, like I told y'all this before, my misery don't like company, but even still, I love alone time. Like I just do in any capacity. I could be like in love with you or in love with you as a friend, as a like family or anything. But I love my time with Deb. I enjoy my alone time. I have so many hobbies and interests and stuff that I love to do. Like I like being alone. And I feel like that's when I get clarity. That's also where I find my self-esteem and my inspiration. And also because I feel like I'm in a season where I'm moving fast, like my light is loud, my visibility is loud. I can't take a lot of noise in this season. That's not gonna serve me. I can't take a lot of noise, and not in a negative way, but I also can't take in a lot of the applause either. Because if I start taking in so much applause or so much of, oh, you're doing this and doing that, when it fall off, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be able to move. Like everything that I believe in about Conquer has to be because it's rooted inside of me and not because I'm constantly around people that praise me and talk about how they see me on Facebook and stuff like that. That can't be a part of how good I feel about myself. I feel like that's dangerous territory for me to go to. But I also believe in the power of making sure that I have people that I can call on, that I can lean on, that I can collaborate with, and that I can ask questions. But sometimes it's hard to know who to decipher to trust. Yeah. Lashana says, I think having your own life is important too. I'm not the one to be on the phone with every day. That's so real. Maybe this is why me and Rashana get along so well. I'm the same. I'm the same. You have to be a friend out of this world for me to talk to you every day. I'm talking about we have to be where the point where you've been in my house on my couch. Like we have to be unbelievably close for me to want to talk to you every day. I have a few friends that I talk to every day though. No lie. I like my friend that stayed down the street, like me and him talk. Well, I mean, we talk pretty much every day. But he's not my business bestie. We're just like friends. We've been friends for a long time. We was friends. We met at work. So yeah. So I get it. I get the alone time, but I also, and you know me, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like even still in this season, I've grown my community so big inside the Conquer Club, yes, but also with networking and collaborating and relationships and stuff. And I still feel like and I've got to sit with myself and ask myself this. I have a vast network. I need to leverage it more. Like I need to leverage the people that I know, the opportunities that they may have, their clients that might need me. I need to really leverage the people around me more. Ask for more help, ask for more referrals, ask for more, just everything. And only because I feel like these are people that I genuinely like, but I've given so much. It'd be a time in our business where we don't realize how much we've given, how much time we spent investing and doing the work in every little video, even when it only had 2 likes. All of it was adding up. Every client that we had, every consultation we had, or every little thing, it all adds up. So I know for me, like, I gotta leverage my community more. I really do. I really do, girl. But I feel like I leverage it a lot more than I used to. For real. She says, yes, be authentically yourself. Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. Authentically yourself, for real. So, okay, y'all. That's all we got for the show today, y'all. We do the show every weekday at 11 a.m. Central. I want to leave you with some final words as we start this week. And it's back to what I started the show with today, which is do the hard work, even if you have to do it slowly. So if you know for a fact you are in a season where you need to get more serious about getting organized, about creating a sales routine, about like whatever it is, do it. I'm not, baby, go do it. I am not mad at somebody who says, well, I didn't have the perfect system, or but I moved my feet. When I encounter people and they say, well, they have a problem with sales or they have a problem with marketing or whatever, I always ask, well, what have you tried? And not because I want to judge what she tried and say whether or not it was good enough, because I don't believe in that. I just want to see, does she have the ability to move her feet? If she says, well, damn, I ain't know nothing about ads and all that, but I did one, I made it in Canva, and then I started just doing my reels every day. I ain't mad at that. Because it's at least you're moving your feet, even if you're doing it slowly, and even if you're doing it where I know it's something bad out there, but I got to do something. Like, I'm not mad at that. Do the hard work this week. Do the hard work this week. Be consistent more than you ever have been this week. Do your sales routine. The live is going to be up. This video is going to be up on YouTube. Go back and take notes and dive into your sales process and your routine and do the hard work. Do the hard work. Go ask people, do you need this? Do you know somebody that needs this? Do the hard work. For some of us, posting content every day has become the easy work. And now it's time for something new. It's time to go talking about events and sponsors and stretching yourself. Like, do the hard work. That's where the growth is. That's why the ladies inside the Conquer Club, like that were in the Conquer Club, like shout out to Sierra and Chelsea. I remember them being on a Conquer Club calls talking about like, man, we want to host events. We want to put themselves out there. Chelsea started like reaching out to people and getting serious about it. And now she literally has an event sponsored by Veritex Bank. Do the hard work. Do the hard work. She said, damn, get out of my business. Tamara, go on book your call with me so we can talk. Do the hard work. Even if you got to do it slowly. Even if you're going to do it twice this week, go do the hard work, okay? All right, so we'll be back on the show tomorrow. Tomorrow's also Tuesday, so every Tuesday night, we are inside the Conquer Club, okay? But y'all already know the vibes when you wake up tomorrow. Make sure you conquer something, and I'll see you tomorrow, girl. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. It's a lot of women in this room. Can I be transparent with y'all tonight? There is a facade on social media. Social media is fake. And what I want to tell every woman in this room who doesn't think she's pretty enough, smart enough, adventurous enough, sexy enough, social media is fake.
When sis say that she came to conquer, that's literally what she did. But it's something about that word, though. That's what I learned this event right here. Deb is in a really, really unique space where she is positioned to help entrepreneurs get over the fear, mostly of themselves. The fear of being successful, the fear of making money, the fear of believing that you can be a big business. Man, sis is breaking it down. If you need a business coach, if you need someone that can help you, give you the step-by-step plays on how you can take your business to the next level, I gotta go ahead and say it. I gotta give it to her. You need to be contacting Deb Lester. That's Conquered by Deb.
Let me tell you this about content. Content is not something you create. Content is documentation. Come to the event today, take a picture, boom, documentation. Think of it like a documentary. That's content. You go up there and take a picture with Charmaine. I'm so inspired, this EP, yeah, that's content. I'm documenting my life.
Me, the Conquer Club is a sisterhood. I didn't know a lot of these ladies. I have truly made connections, real friendships, bonds. I've cried with these ladies. It elevated my business so much, just putting a foot on the gas and stomping on necks, like literally. I'm really proud to be a part of this space, and I think this is what entrepreneurs need.